Hey YouTube, it's Shadow the Rat, and today I thought I'd talk about something that interests me called clicker training. Now I have made a formal video before on this, however I've gotten some recent questions on this, and since the subject really interests me, I thought I'd make an informal video with Blackberry here. So what exactly is a clicker? A clicker is a tool like this, and it just makes a consistent noise when you press it. So as you can hear, it's a very consistent, sharp noise that the animal can very easily distinguish. So how exactly do you clicker train your animal? Well, what you want to do is you want to get a treat, and you want to get your clicker, and you want to press it, and then feed a treat. Now obviously you wouldn't be talking while you do this. You want your animal to associate the sound of your clicker, not your voice, with the treat that's coming. Now Barry here usually doesn't hear me talk during these clicker sessions because it gets in the way, so she might be a little more distracted than usual. But anyway, you do this, let's say 5 to 10 times. That's all it took for Blackberry to understand that a click equaled a treat. So once your animal is conditioned to think that a click equals a treat, you can start training something. A good first thing, an easy thing to train would be a target. So I put something on the ground and I click as soon as Barry gets near it. Now if your rat or other animal turns towards you, chances are they understand that the click means that they did something good and they need a treat. So here I'm going to wait until Barry walks over, click, and give her a treat. Now you can see Barry's pretty consistently going over to it, so then I can start to move it around and see if Barry continues to follow wherever I place it. There you go. Good job. Oops, sorry. There we go. Let's move you over. So yeah, once your animal is consistently walking over to the thing, there you go. Good job. So you don't only have to use a stationary target. Something else I like to use is a movable target. I made a video on how you can how you can target train a rat. But basically what you do is you'd get your target and you'd click your rat for touching it, nosing it, whatever you want. So here Barry has been conditioned to touch the target, and this means that she will actually follow it around. I'll show you in a second. Oh. So yeah. So basically like that, and what you can do with the target is you can train your rat to do different things. For example, if I want Barry to spin, now Barry actually already knows spin, but if she didn't know and I wanted to train her, I could lure her in a circle and then reward her as soon as she touches the target. So you can see here, she gets her treat. And then over time, you can actually fade this out to a hand cue until I can just do this and Barry will spin in a circle. Where are you going, Bear Bears? Huh? You want to show off your spin for us? What are you doing? There you go. You're a silly girl, aren't you? Poor Barry here's getting fooled. We've been doing some trick training before now, but still you can see she is plenty motivated by the Gerber puff. Can you do another spin for us? There you go. So you see I'm clicking after the trick because I want Barry to know that I like what she did. So if Barry didn't spin, which she didn't complete her spin here, she doesn't get a click until the very end. This can actually help you get faster spins. For example, if I didn't like Barry's slow spin, I could just not click until she does a faster one, like that. And then over time, if you only click the faster spins, your rat or other animal is going to only do faster spins because they have learned that that is the only thing that gets them a treat. Now, if you wanted to shape your rat to do something else, let's say I wanted to shape Barry to push this ball. I can give her a click when she goes near the ball the first time, and then we wait and see. Yeah, I click her again for going near the ball. And then I want to build up my criteria. So now she has to touch the ball before she gets a treat. And I want to keep building it up. Now, if this was an inexperienced rat or other animal, I would be clicking and treating for any interaction with it. But even with Barry here, since she hasn't actually interacted with this ball before, I want to make a pretty consistent click. Oh. That's good enough. So now she's interested in the object. She knows how to push it around a bit. There we go. You see she's offering lots of different behaviors here, and the thing about shaping, which is so great, is that you can get your animal to offer different behaviors. So if I wanted her to fetch it, I could only click when she picks it up. If I wanted her to push it, she's a little confused now. As you can see, she's like, I just pushed it and you gave me a treat before. What's going on? So yeah, here I was trying to shape a push, so I'll continue to click and reward for that. But if I wanted to change it into something different, I would just stop clicking whenever she pushed it and only click when she did something else. Like that. So that would be the beginning of a fetch, because as you saw, she was biting it. If I was wanting Barry to, let's say, fetch this smaller ball, which I do, and she's already learned how to do that, as you can see. I would only click when she picks it up, then later when she moves it towards me. I've actually done a video on how to shape a rat to fetch before, and then eventually I'd only be clicking when she brings it to me, as you just saw. And there can even be different variations of this. For example, if I wanted Barry to fetch to my hand, I would only click her once she puts it in my hand, as you can see, like she just did there. Now, of course, you need to break that up into small steps like I was showing with the ball. You can't just expect your rat to bring it over to you like that. That's not exactly a natural behavior. So here you can see I've brought Latte out, which is because Barry got a little bit tired. She's been training for probably like 25 minutes now, which is a pretty long time if you're a rat and you have a really tiny stomach, even if you're getting tiny treats. So you can train another rat while other rats are around. So you can see Latte here has also been conditioned to find this click to be rewarding. But it doesn't confuse the other rats, which I have out in my playpen right now, because they have learned that when they are not actually doing an action and they hear a click and they're somewhere else, that it is not for them. Let's say, for example, here I wanted to train Latte to flip over this hoop. Now all I need to do is put it there. Well, okay, apparently Latte still remembers how to do this, but the way that we would do this is that whenever she... Okay, Latte apparently can't relearn this trick. She knows it too well. But whenever she gets close... Okay. Just go through the hoop, Latte. Okay, there you go. Well, that's a little bit of a training bust. Apparently Latte remembers some stuff a little bit too well, which is kind of funny because we haven't practiced this trick in a long time. But yeah, you would basically click the animal for being near it, then for standing up near the rim, and finally you'd click them for going through the hoop, as you saw Latte doing. So there's lots of different examples out there. So how exactly do you transition to a hand cue or a verbal cue when using clicker training? This is another question I see a lot, and it really, again, oops, sorry Latte, it depends on exactly what method you're using to train the animal. So if you're using luring like this, you often develop a hand signal all on its own, because you can see the spins become progressively higher until it culminates in a hand signal of sorts. When Latte's not trying to grab my hand, there we go. That will tell the animal exactly what to do. And then if you wanted to input a verbal command, which rats are pretty bad at, so none of my rats actually know verbal commands other than come, I would say spin, then show the hand signal. Spin. And after you've practiced this enough, you'd be able to simply say the word spin instead of showing your spin and then a hand signal. So it'd be like, spin. You still want to click in the beginning because you want your animal to know exactly what they're doing that you like. So that basically sums up my video on clicker training, and the best thing about the clicker is basically that it's a tool that allows you to tell your animal when they've done something exactly right, and this allows you to train them all sorts of really cool tricks. For example, one of the things my girls have learned is to fetch something from a fridge. So here I'm putting a bottle cap in a fridge, and I'll have Cookie go fetch it for me. Like she did right there. There's all sorts of other tricks you can train them. Anything from regular fetch to what you just saw. See, you go fetch it. To something a little more simple like spin. You can see Cookie's spins are very fun. To then something else like, let's say, paw. Clicker training is also a great way to bond with more nervous rats. Here you can see Cream is my more nervous rat. She's not really into people, but what she does like is to train with me, which is one of the reasons she, well, you know, comes over and actually interacts. And Cream has learned lots of awesome stuff. Creamy, come here. There you go. She's learning lots of awesome, cool tricks, like back up is one of her favorites. Good girl. She likes to jump to hand. She knows stuff like paw, spin, fetch, all that stuff the other girls know, but one of her favorite thing is definitely to back up. She likes to back up on her back legs. And you can see she's pretty good at that. Yeah, so it's a great way to bond with more skittish animals, and it's also a great way to increase your bond with more confident animals like my girl Latte. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.